So, hello everyone and welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's nearly time for the qualifying here at United States. So if you haven't checked, if you haven't watched the practice video, go check it out. Link is in the description below, but without further ado, let's see what happens here at Q1. And as you can see, we're the first ones to leave the garage. One hard compound though. So unlike Canada and like Silverstone, we are going to do our first bank lap on the harder compound and then change to the softer version of this Bridgestone tire. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad, I hope. This bank lap at least. You don't need something like something to happen like Silverstone. Ralf Schumacher kinda gets in the way, which is, well, unnecessary. Yeah, this has not been a very good lap. 1:12.1. This seems like a much better lap, although the last section kind of felt a bit slower, gotta be honest, but here we come across the line to a 1:11.8. That's not too bad. So at the end of the first run, Kimi Räikkönen leads the way 60 thousandths ahead of the Ferrari of Michael Schumacher, who won here last season on that weird race with only 6 cars. Alonso is third ahead of Felipe Massa. Fisichella 5th ahead of Barrichello and Button. Montoya 8th. Troy 9th. Heidfeld once again in 10th. Villeneuve then leads the runners outside of the top 10 in Q1 ahead of Coulthard, Ralf Schumacher, Webber, Clean, Tony Potato in 16th. Then the ones in the elimination spots from 17th downwards: Rosberg, Liuzzi, Speed, Montero, Ide and Sato. Now we should go out now on the softer compound of the Bridgestones and hopefully set a better lap, although we are only 20 thousandths ahead of Rosberg and 4 tenths behind 15th place, so probably a very low 111 or maybe a high 110 will be necessary for Tony to go through to Q2. But let's see what happens on the second run of the drivers. Wow. Oh, we missed our breaking point by, wow, not much, but enough, as Rosberg improves his time to a 1:11.7, knocks out Tony back to 17th place. No! With our fuel as well. No, we won't have time in that 17th place. No. No. Oh. Well, that's the end of the qualifying, I'm afraid. With Tony in 17th place ahead of Liuzzi, Scott Speed, the onboard. Oh wow. Yeah, Scott Speed driving on his home Grand Prix, not doing very well behind his teammate and behind the Midland, but ahead of Thiago Montero, Yuja Ide and Takuma Sato. Rosberg does what he did in Silverstone basically. Exactly the same thing. Tony posting a lap on the hard compound at very early stages of Q1, then failing to improve but that's how it stands. And Raikkonen eventually led the way, 20,000 ahead of Fernando Alonso. Then Michael Schumacher and Fisichella with the same time in the end. Massa was the last man on the 109s. Then it was Barrichello, Montoya and Button. Trulli, Heidfeld, Villeneuve, Coulthard, Ralf Schumacher, Mark Webber, Christian Klein and Nico Rosberg are the top 16 that will go through to Q2. And then the 6 relegated: Tony Potato, Vittorio Yuze, Scott Spade, Thiago Montero, Yuji Ide and Takuma Sato. Now let's see what happens in Q2. And that is the end of Q2, and as you can see, Raikkonen once ahead on top, ahead of Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button making it to the top 3, then Felipe Massa and Michael Schumacher, Giancarlo Fisichella in 6th, Barrichello 7th, Montoya 8th, Heidfeld once again guaranteeing a spot on the top 10 and the final shootout of Q3. And then the last spot was filled by Jarno Trulli ahead of Rosberg, who just edged Tony Potato in Q1, missing out on Q3 due to the Italian on the Toyota. Then after him was Ralf Schumacher, David Coulthard, Mark Webber, Christian Klein and Villeneuve on the last place of Q2, with a lap slower actually than Tony's in Q1. But nevertheless, that is what happened in Q2, and it is now time to see what happens in Q3. And there we have it. Kimi Räikkönen secures pole position at Indianapolis once again, like he did last year, with a 1:10.004 ahead of the Ferrari of Michael Schumacher, who won here last season. Then the second row will be with Fernando Alonso and Rubens Barrichello. Then Giancarlo Fisichella and Jenson Button with the same exact time crossing the line. Felipe Massa will start 7th, 20,000 ahead of Montoya in the end, and Jarno Trulli beating the German of the BMW Sauber to 9th place. So that is it. As you can see on the screen right now, Raikkonen securing his second consecutive pole position at Indianapolis. Schumacher hopes to secure his second win in a row, I do believe, or third, I don't know, I don't remember who won in 2004. I think it was Schumacher, yeah, so third win in a row. But as you can see, just the results, Schumacher and Fisichella shared the third fastest time of the weekend, and then Alonso with the second fastest, but Raikkonen dominating the weekend so far in terms of fastest laps. Then Villeneuve actually finishing 16th with a slower lap than Tony, but actually being the 12th fastest of the weekend. But that is it. That's the results of the qualifying. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon for the United States Grand Prix here in Indianapolis. Until then, goodbye.